Talk
with Adore
and Daisy.
Hey, it's the Real Talk with Adore and Daisy, and we are back at it.
Today's topic is a 9-to-5 or entrepreneurship.
So we will be discussing back and forth 9-to-5 vs entrepreneurship. I'm definitely taking a stand on the 9-to-5 today.
I am definitely taking a stand on whatever you have to do. But I'm for sure a serial entrepreneur. I'm going to say that.
Yeah, we got a special guest later coming in, but for now,
we are going to just discuss the topic. I worked a 9-to-5, and I also started a few businesses. I worked a 9-to-5, but it was never enough for me. Like, I had a son, and it was like my job was interfering with my life. My job was interfering with my relationship with my kids. So I knew it was a better way. And even when I had a job, I hustled. Like, it was never just a job. It was never just a 9-to-5. So it was like I always knew I wanted to do something more. I started a kids clothing store, but I did work a 9-to-5. Like, my 9-to-5 was the stepping stone for me.
I can definitely agree with a stepping stone. I've always worked a 9-to-5. Since I was 16, I got a job. Actually, I worked at 13, but I've always had a job no matter what. But I have ventured off into the entrepreneurship world, but I'm still at the bottom. I'm still creating. I'm still building my brand. So with that being said, I still work my 9-to-5. That's what I solely depend on. It's my foundation to start my 9-to-5. So with that being said, I do still work my 9-to-5. This topic is funny because the world makes you feel like, since everyone is business owners, that you're supposed to be a business owner. So this was like a funny topic for me. Like,
and I don't feel like I've learned now that being an entrepreneur isn't for everybody. Like, being an entrepreneur is something that you have to find something that you really, really want to do in order for that entrepreneurship to even work. Because like I said, a lot of people are comfortable with a 9-to-5. A lot of people are comfortable with it. They are secure with getting paid, every other week. Or granted, if you get paid every week, you're getting paid, 4 times a month. But you got to eat every day.
Mm-hmm. Bills is still coming.
Bills is coming. I feel like every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
every time I turn around, definitely.
So I'm like, I need more. So it was like, even when I had a job, I was always thinking of ways to flip my check, or, you know what I'm saying, doing something in between. So it was like, I know this can't be it. I know this job just can't be it. Like, honestly, the whole work 30, 40 years to retire thing, I feel like, who created that? Like, nobody should have to work that long to
reap any type of benefit.
Like, what? Like, that's slavery. That's really I feel like that's slavery to me. So,
but I think it depends on what type of job. We talking jobs or we talking careers? Like, that's when.
See, you're right. It's a different. But see, a lot of people that work 9-to-5s, it's just a job. How many people really go and have a career? Like,
there's people that complain about their career. For instance,
that too.
If they don't really like it, I feel like they complain that, okay, I'm finally in my career. This is what it is. But now I owe all this money in student loans. So it's like they still stressed out. They got their career. They make the money they wanted to make, but they still stressed out. So I think it's different strokes for different folks. But my 9-to-5, I use it. It's days where I'd be like, you know what, forget this. Today is not my day. I'm calling off. I'm going to figure it out. I'm not going. And I don't owe y'all no explanation. When I call off now, I used to give reasons and I used to say, I'm sorry. No, this is
me day,
this is me. I'm not coming in today. Bye. Like, it's no explanation. They be like, oh, are you okay? Do you think? No, I'm fine. I just don't want to be there today because mentally I'm not there, and you don't want me to come there and do a poor job. So I know me. So today I'm not coming in. But it wasn't until maybe almost a year and a half ago, I thought of a business idea. But prior to that, mostly all of my friends had businesses, and I was the only one still kind of working a 9 to 5. They made their own schedule. If they didn't feel like working Tuesdays, they didn't work Tuesdays. So I just watched them, but it didn't make me feel, I just was like, okay, that's for them. But they already had their dream and their purpose discovered. Mm-hmm. So it was a point in time I'm like, but when I discovered my dream, it was something for me that, that I know will work for me. But it's not something that's easy. It's not something that that's just going to happen overnight. It takes time. It takes money. So in order for me to make money, I got to still go to work. I still got to go and be at a place I may not always want to be at, but I know that it's just a stepping stool for me. So I'd go and do what I'm supposed to do because I know in the long run I'm not going to be here. It be days where I do hold my tongue because they try you all the time like you need this job. No, I don't need this job. Man, you need me for this job to run. Let's start there. But they don't really take it that far with me no more. But I definitely will go that far for it, with them.
I think if you have a business idea, but you need the money, work your 9 to 5. Stack your checks, but invest your checks. Like, you can't, like, a job, I don't care. I feel like, I mean, because like I said, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. I just strongly believe that my friends should wake up and do whatever they want to do. Like, I shouldn't have to be like, I really be like, come on, let's go out of town tomorrow. And they be like,
that's what we battling now.
I gotta go, what? Like, I gotta go to work. And I be like, dang, like, like, you say you work, you know what I'm saying? You work so you can go on vacation, but you can never go on vacation because you're always at work. So it's like, I
call off.
I don't make it because you stepping into entrepreneurship. But what I'm saying is, like, when I was like, that's what I noticed about when I was working 9 to 5. It's like, oh, I'm gonna work so I can do this, I'm gonna do that, and then be like, dang, your check come, it's already gone. Like, you already planning to spend that next check. So it's like, I just know it's just this is not life. I'm not supposed to be living like this. Like, literally. I was working, I had a son, and it was just me and him. We eat every day. Why am I waiting? Why am I only getting paid twice a month? And my kid has to eat every day. I have 2 mouths to feed every day. Like, I know I can make money every day. So it's like, find something that you really want to do, that you are really into, and when you work on that, like, the money comes. It is, I don't know. Like I said, entrepreneurship is not for everybody, but I know a 9 to 5 is not for everybody either. Mm-hmm. So you got to pick your struggle. And yes, working, work to fund your business. Like, if you want to start a business, but you always at work, like, you have to eliminate sleep sometime. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying you can start a business and you're going to be successful tomorrow. I'm saying
it's hard.
Start.
Just start anywhere.
Yeah, start anywhere. It's not easy. Yeah. And that's why I said some people are cool. Like, a job is easy. A job is easy. Anybody can get up and get a job and do it. Entrepreneurship is not that. Like, so keep your job, you know what I'm saying? Keep that security until you know where you want to be. But I knew I wanted to be without a job. Mm-hmm. I knew I wanted to be the job. Like, so
you wanted to do the hiring.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at with that.
For instance, today I worked and I was going on 9 hours, and I'm like, listen, I have something to do. And they're like, oh, we only need you. We don't, we just need you to help us finish up, da, 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 da. And I'm just like, well, like I said, I have something to do. So here's where I draw the line. I have to go. And they will try to keep you for all of these hours in a day to where you're not going to be able to work on yourself or fun or even try to run a business. I get off late. And it be days where I'm tired, but I still make it my business because I know that this is not where I want to end. To work on my business, do research, watch videos, talk to my vendors. And by me talking to vendors, it's in the middle of the night. So because they're in a whole different time zone. So I'm up sometimes in the middle of the night and I'm so tired and I still got to get up in the morning and go to this job. So not only that, I work 2 jobs. So it's like I've been neglecting my other job and I have to go this weekend before they be on my line. But it's hard. It really is hard. But I feel like it put fire under me because I know this is not what I want to do. So it's like, even if my business don't start off as fast or pick up or make me all the money that I want, I can even go part-time. You know what I mean? So it's like I still got a secure check, but I'm still working on this. But it's like a job not going to hold me back. And I don't feel like a job, like I couldn't retire and get a retirement check and still have a business. I'm still not, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that. I would just have to get so high up to where it's something that I wouldn't mind doing. Right, it's like I'm starting at the bottom in the job I work. You work your way up to the top by seniority. And it's been people there for 20 years. They got 20 years in. I'm just like, Well, I'm already 27. So if I'm 27 and you got 20 years in, that makes me too old to be here. Like I feel like they might have started when they were younger, but they go by seniority on everything. Who can go home early? Seniority, boom. I'm at the bottom of the barrel, and it's like I work with like 100 other people on that shift. So it's like I'm at the bottom of the barrel, and they be like, "Oh, we'll send people home, but we go by seniority," and I'm just like, yeah. But it's just like, and then it's like they have really like expectation and goals and stuff like that. And if you're not hitting them, then your
any job would.
Right.
Just
so
like
that makes me be like, you're not going to talk to me like that. You're not going to make me feel.
But you got to think about it. When you start your business, you're going to have goals and expectations of your product and what you want. So it's like, which side do you want to be on? Honestly.
Which side of the fence? Not that side.
So it's like, everybody feel like if you quit your job, you're not going to make it. Like, you just got to have a plan. If you plan for your business to be successful and work towards it, then that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. What do you think are some pros and cons to working a 9-to-5?
The pros was the steady check. Like, okay, I know I'm going to get paid this day and this day out the month. Like, those are the pros. That's the only pro that I can think of.
I'll throw health insurance in. You get some real good health insurance that you don't really
you paying for.
You pay for it, but I pay like a low amount for mine.
Well, either way,
it'd be the taxes for me.
It's definitely, and that too. Like, oh my god,
it's not even the health insurance; it's the tax.
So that is a pro though. But I mean, you can get health insurance. You don't have to have a job to get health insurance. So, but they do offer it, to take it out your check. So it's like kind of like that's not really a pro to me because you know what I'm like. That's not a pro. But I think that structure is important sometimes. Like the wake up, see, it kind of depends on the shift, but I always only worked 8 to 3 or 8 to 5 or something right there. So I think the structure was maybe a pro because you knew what days you was going to work. You know what days you're going to be off like. But I can't really, that's it. Like the cons.
I do think that a 9-to-5 got a different type of structure because when you're not there when you're supposed to be, they calling you, they write you up, they firing you. Versus when you run a business, that kind of fall back on you. I mean, if you're not there, you might lose money or lose customers or get like bad reviews. But who you gonna get in trouble by?
Nobody.
So I feel like that's just kind of different, but that's on how hard you want to go for your business as a person. So that kind of go there. But like this is another point that I would get to, like why I felt like a 9-to-5 wasn't for me.
you work so long to be at the same rate. Like, you'll be like, oh, I've been working a whole year. I got a raise. You'd be like, what's your raise? Maybe like 60 cents. Like, stop playing with me. Like, no.
All this hard work I did, you gonna give me 60 cents?
Like, that's crazy. So I just looked at it like this. I could work for myself for a good 10 years straight and like not even work no more and just reap all the benefits. Like, find a way to make my business work for me. Like, and I would, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just, I don't know. It depends on how you think. It depends on what you want to do in life. Some people are perfectly fine with
living check to check.
And, you know, and that's cool. That's okay. But I know, first of all, I got 2 kids. They won't everything. One can't even talk and he want everything that his brother got. Like, so it's just no way that I could do that. Because I don't like to tell my kids no.
Yeah. Wow. What's no?
What is that? Like, cause who's telling me no? Nobody. Right. So that's not fair for me to have to tell my kids no, because I gotta wait on, you know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, like, that just wasn't for me. Like, I don't like that. So, and then, oh, my mama hate when I say and then. I'm sorry. But then, but it was just, I knew, like, okay, bam, you work all these years. Like you said, people been at your job 20 years. And when you retire, what can you do for real? You 60, 70, you can't even go and enjoy your little retirement money. Like, you literally, like, that is not life. That's not life. So, I mean, well, that's not my life. That's not my life. I'm sorry. So yeah, like, that was another thing. Like, that's a con to me. You literally you got to work all these hours just to have a vacation. Like, what?
Yeah, one of my jobs, that's how you earn your vacation hours. You got to, the more hours you get, the more hours they give you a vacation. That's really how every job
is, though. Like, girl, I got to go to work. No, I got to get this in. I got to go so I could, like, and then you look up, you've been done work 6 months. You only went out of town one time. In 6 months. I travel. I'll go out of town at least once or twice a month. You know what I'm saying? So I knew what I wanted, and I knew a job couldn't offer me that. So I had to think of a way to do something else. Everybody don't think like that.
Yeah, I can't wait till the day that I could put my 2 weeks in and really mean it. I do be putting my 2 weeks in and threatening when they make me mad. Job. Yeah, but I think this is my last job. I can feel it. And it's not...
Everybody got their own time. Like, everything...
But I know I feel it in my bones. I feel it.
And when you feel it, listen, that's when you feel it, not when nobody else feel it. When you feel it, you gonna know. You gonna be like, you gonna wake up and you just gotta be like...
This is not for me.
I'm not going to work today. Like... And you gonna go full force on your businesses. Like, literally. If that's what you really want to do. You know? Because it's not for everybody. You might wake up and be like, no, I'm about to go back to work. Like, because this, you know, because...
It's easier.
It's easier. It's way easier. You don't have, you know, this check coming. You know, when you become an entrepreneur, you don't know.
When the check coming.
You don't know when your check coming, honestly, especially when you first start. Like, I had to work my store. I was working my store pregnant. I was working my store living in another state. Like, still having to come back and check. Like, and sometimes you just reinvest and you're not even paying yourself. So, like I said, keep your job until your business is paying you.
Yep.
So I'm to the point where my business is paying me and my employees and inventory. You know what I'm saying? So it takes time. It definitely takes time. It's not nothing overnight, but it can happen. You can make it happen if that's what you really want to do. Like, you just have to have a plan. You have to...
I feel like this take a different type of sacrifice for me.
Oh, it's a lot of sacrifice.
With the 9-to-5 thing. Because
both of them are sacrifices, though. So it's like, they're both are a sacrifice. Like, at a regular job, you're sacrificing all your time. Being an entrepreneur, you're kind of sacrificing your money because you don't really know the outcome. But you got to have faith that, you got to bet on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So they're both a sacrifice.
Yeah, but I'm saying like still working to 9 to 5 and still making time to build that business. That's
You got to want it.
Yeah, definitely.
You got to want it.
Every days I be like, not today, but it's just like I really be having to have that pep talk. Like, listen, you don't want to be here forever, but I do want the finer things in life. So I know that, I mean, the job, because, a 9 to 5 could pay for that too. But I'm just saying, like, to have the freedom of when I want to come to work and when I want to be off.
Freedom is everything. Like, it's everything. Like, you can literally kick up your feet and relax once you get it down pat.
Mm-hmm.
It is, like, and one thing I could say about a job is everybody there is pretty much replaceable at a job. Like,
as soon as you quit, they put out a job offer.
What? As soon as you, probably before you quit, because if you've been slacking and calling off and stuff,
they know. They know. She ain't coming back.
Listen, I know. Like, that, it really be like that. But, man, I ain't gonna lie. 9 to 5s was fun for me. I did use them to, like, network. And, 9 to 5s was cool people. Everybody I met, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I meet a lot of people there.
That was the pro. You definitely meet a lot of people. Like, when I was living in Arizona and I was working jobs, I met a lot of cool people. Like, it was cool.
Yeah, I meet a lot of cool people, and it be people that I work with that actually experienced that this week. This lady, she a baker. She baked on her spare time. She like, I'm really a good baker. I'm gonna bring you something when I bake something. She haven't brought it yet, but she said that she do that on the weekends, and I'm just like, wow, I would have never knew. Obviously, you won't know if you just look at somebody, but she never said it either. So, but I do agree that when it's your time to quit or when it's not time to quit. And I feel like everybody should go at their own pace on that. Mm-hmm. I've been working on my business for going on almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years at the end of this year. And I got some things, but what I'm trying to do is it take time. It take a little extra time than a lot of other things because it has to be experimented on and stuff like that. So it's stuff that takes time. It get real frustrated. And it do be days where I just be like, I wish I could just, be there already. Like,
be to the top.
I'm never going to forget my process. I'm never going to forget that this job that I work, these jobs that I work pay for me to become this, this successful business owner. And I just appreciate the process, definitely.
You have to appreciate the process, like, because you gotta have a story to tell. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I had a job, but I knew I wanted more. So it was just, the jobs helped me realize the jobs are a part of the process. Like, you gotta appreciate it. The jobs go fund the money that you need for your business.
Definitely.
So it's just a different lifestyle for different people.
Yeah, I feel like people are looking at the internet. And I feel like on the internet, people only show their progress. They don't really show their losses. They only show their wins. So it look easy on Instagram or Twitter or anything else. And people be like, well, I'm just going to quit because this person said they quit and look what happened to them. Like, I don't think that they should take that advice. Because I've heard that several times that people was like, oh, well, she quit her job and a month later, look at her. I just feel like it's different strokes for different folks. It's different time for everybody. It's not your time all the time because it's somebody else's time. And as long as you stick to the script and stay focused, whether it's you keeping your 9 to 5 or it's whether you starting a business or becoming an entrepreneur, however, or whatever, you got to stay in your lane. I feel like that got a lot to do with it as well.
Staying in your lane? Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, you know how like your process was. You was like, well, I'm just gonna quit because and I started this. Like versus everybody business might not pick up that fast. So it's like now you didn't quit your job with your guaranteed income, and now you hoping and praying that, you know, you got income coming from this business, when usually when you start a business, most of the money that you make is not profited. It's money that you've already put in. So you're really just making your money back. So technically, to me, I wouldn't consider that paying myself until I made all my money back. I could be wrong, but that's just how I look at it.
No.
Okay.
That's exactly right. Like, you don't get no money back. So boom, say I have a clothing store. So let's say the way I started my business, I didn't start with a storefront. I started selling clothes out the trunk of a car. I spent maybe $10 here, $10 there on inventory, and boom.
You spent how much on inventory?
I was spending maybe $10 here, $10 there. You know, this when I was working a job. So when I got paid, let's not say $10, $50, $50 to $100 every other check. You know what I'm saying? I was putting it on my inventory, but my inventory was just stacking up. I'm not saying, well, actually, that's what happened. I'm just trying not to get too deep. But basically, you're right. Everybody might not pick up like that. But if you are making that something that you're dependent on, you're going to make it work. Mm-hmm. You're going to, you go figure it out. Like, I don't know. I can't explain, like, I don't know. I walk by faith, not by sight. So,
amen.
That's pretty.
He gonna make a way out of nowhere.
He gonna make a way. He always does. So,
and I'm okay. Listen, I do got that fear of just quitting my job for the simple fact the business that I'm starting is like skincare products. So it's like I'm still in the phase of testing it. And everything.
So you know that.
Yeah.
You know you're not about to drop 100 of these facial creams tomorrow and sell out. You know that.
Yeah.
So of course you're not gonna just quit it.
Which I wish it would happen that way, but I don't think so.
If you would just, well, you can't just because it's skincare.
Yeah.
But
it's not easy at all.
It's not. So you have a whole different process. You're not buying clothes in bulk and flipping, making trip. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing that. Mm-hmm. It's a different business. So, I mean, of course you're not going to just quit your job. I mean, you have a whole different type of, but you got to talk to the people because other entrepreneurs might want to make, do a skincare line or makeup or things that you have to actually test out to where, but honestly, I don't care what business, well, some businesses you do make your money right away, but it's a lot of business that's not going to make your money right away. But if you are using your money smarter, it's go eventually start, returning.
Yeah, the hardest part is testing it, and I'm doing all the testing myself. I've had people that I've had test, but I didn't think they cared because it was my product. Like, and when I say that is, I never took it personal, rather, because when I asked them to test it, I was asking them to test it at like certain times, a certain amount of times a day. And, everybody got their own life. Some people got their own business. And then again, you got people that got their 9 to 5. So they couldn't just focus on what I'm asking them to do. So I just feel like, it just wasn't working the way I wanted it to work. So I just stopped asking people, to do certain things. So like now it's taking me longer because I'm doing it all on myself. And I have to do a lot of research. I have to read a lot of stuff. I have to make sure.
And that's another thing. Like if you want to really start a business, you got to make a way. You can't make excuses. How many people, bro? Like how many people Like you can't just limit the box because these people wasn't feeling it right. They wasn't doing it on your time that it ain't gonna work. Okay. You got a left and a right hand. Like,
fact.
Okay, your right hand ain't hitting on that. Let me play with the left. You have to literally make a way. Like when you really want to be an entrepreneur, it's gonna be so many roadblocks. Like Girl, don't even get me started.
Yeah.
Like, so many ups and downs and so many doors shut in your face. So many, you about to do that. Oh,
It's not gonna
like,
work. Yeah.
what? All that needs to be is fuel to your fire. And if that's something that you really want to do, you got to make it work. Go to some strangers, post, like, literally. My biggest supporters are people I don't even know. I swear, they will text me all the time. Oh, the customer service is everything. I love your store. I don't even work there, but I'm getting a text because it's my store. Like, you know, like, you have to make a way if that's something that you want to do. Excuses do not fly in the entrepreneur world. Like, again, it's not easy. You're gonna get people not go see your vision how you see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
And that's how I felt. And I felt like I didn't want to be burdens on people. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do this myself.
Girl.
And, like, behind the scenes type thing. Like, I've talked about it. I've discussed it. People know. People that's close to me know. So.
Damn, you made me do it.
But I'm just saying, like, I know that there's somebody else out there that's like me. That's like, I wasn't always a social person.
Like you.
I wasn't a networking type of person. And I know that you can't make it without asking for help or asking for, advice or just, and when I say advice, I don't mean like real advice. Like, just what you had just said was something different to me because, like, it's like you can't make excuses, but you've been there before. You've been here many years. You got years in this. I don't. You know what I mean? So, like, that's like small advice, but it's not. It didn't take you. It didn't cost you nothing for you to just, for you to say that. You know what I mean? So, I'm learning. I'm definitely learning. And yes, a 9 to 5 is. Some days, like, they know me at work. They know me very well. We have meetings at work in the morning. And we talk about the previous day and the production at the one job. The production and what we could have did better and who performed above and beyond. And my name wasn't called for weeks. For performing above and beyond. I was telling people, like, yeah, I'm never gonna be performing above and beyond because, I just do what I want to do and I do it when I want to do. As long as the job get done,
right,
they're not gonna bother me.
Right, because we ain't above and beyond and we still got the same check back.
Exactly.
Like, what?
So, like, when they say stuff, they got a tendency of putting it out there, but they don't call nobody name. So, for instance, if somebody did something yesterday, they're not going to say who did it, but they're going to bring up the scenario. They'll be like, oh, we had someone yesterday who did X, Y, and Z. And I'd be like, put it on the floor. Say who it was. Like, because what are you getting at? Like, right. If people be like, you really be standing up to the big boss? Yes. Because what he going to do?
Just like me. Like, what?
Because what he going to do? And I had to let him know. Like,
let me tell you, though, because when I used to work a 9 to 5, some people I felt like I worked with were complete idiots because they felt like this was the only job they can get. Mm-hmm. You know, like, bro, you are so replaceable. You are doing like, I used to work for the city of Detroit, like downtown Wayne County building. I remember. And so I was doing kind of like important work, but it was like, you're overdoing your job. Like, you're overdoing it. Like, bro, we are getting paid the same thing. Like, you are not going to get a whooping if it doesn't get done. Like, that was one thing I hated about jobs. Like, bro, they thought the boss was really like...
The boss.
Like, what?
And he was going to come boss you around.
Sir, sit down. Like, what he going to do? Oh, you didn't finish that? No, I didn't. I'll get to it in a minute. Like... Okay, it's gonna get done. You know, like, what? Like, that was one thing I hated about a job. Like, they be, oh, he go get you. He go, no, the fuck he not. Like, he not my daddy. Like, yeah. And if he feel that froggy, like, okay, it's another job that I can go get.
You know what? Don't even waste your time.
You feel me? Like, relax. Like, that was one thing. Like, people fear of losing their job. Mm-hmm. And I was
because they solely depend on that check.
They solely depend on a check. And I feel like that ain't right. But that's just me.
Yeah, I do be having to catch myself and bite my tongue. And then now that I'm closer to my dreams, like close, I'm almost here. I'm almost at the finish line. Might I add, it's not a marathon. I mean, it's not a race, it's a marathon. But I I'm snappy now. Like, who you talking to? Like, oh, what? Like, so it be days where I really do just be trying, you know what I mean? Because they are good people. Like, I do work with good people, but it's just like, sir, ma'am, calm down. They really let that job stress them out. Like,
yes, like I was not one of them. I was coming in 10 minutes after lunch. I was coming in 20 minutes after my shift started. Like, just clocking in regular, like not
like
saying
nothing
that, like,
wrong.
oh, don't mind me. I'm just here to try and get this check. You know what I'm saying? Because I know this is what I'm gonna have in a week or two. Like that junk was. Oh my goodness.
I asked my coworker today, like, hey girl, how you doing today? Well, my mama told me that if I didn't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So I'm just not gonna say anything. And I'm just looking like, well, damn, what did I do to her? Like,
wow.
Okay, last time speaking to you, but it's the job that's stressing her out.
It's the job. It be the job.
Her face was bloodshot red. I just started praying for her. I really did.
You that friend, okay? Because baby, you never know what people be going through. You never know, and jobs don't care. That's another kind. Like jobs don't care what you're going through. Man, I just got pulled over. I got a flat. My baby in the car sick. Okay, so what time you gonna make it in? Like what? You don't even care about my well-being. Like that was another kind for me.
Yeah, I just really didn't understand it. Like,
is that the guess? Well, I think that 9 to 5s are a good stepping stone. It's a good structure. It
teach you responsibility. It teach you where to be at on time. Because if you late, they give you points, and after so many points you wrote up, then after so many write-ups you fired. So it's like, yeah,
it shows you discipline.
It shows you discipline.
It shows you discipline, and I feel like, okay, boom. If you can do that for somebody else, do it for yourself.
Yeah,
do it for yourself. Okay, boom. I dedicate 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. to this job. I have to at least dedicate 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to my business. You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee you that just them 3 hours a day, if you do that consistently,
you're going to get far.
You go get far, and your business is going to start working for you. Like, you just have to be consistent. It's not going to happen overnight. You got to make time for it. You got to have a plan for it. You have to push through the no's. You got to really want.
Steve Harvey said, you're going to get 1 million no's before you get to that yes. I'm on my 4th no for something right now. And I'm just like, wow. You know, I never heard this many no's in my life. Ma, can I get them shoes? Yes. Ma, can I get this? Yes. I never heard no. Like, so it's like, I'm like, no, that hurts my feelings. You know, I'm emotional and sensitive. I'm like, okay. But it just really just keep me going. Like, I really do appreciate my job. I have, like, a really good job. I make really good money there. So it's, like, working for me. But
yeah, and it works for some people. But 9 times out of 10, the people who working are really only working to get by. And that's just not a way to live. A lot of people are only working to survive. They're not really working to live. They get so caught up in their job that they don't even know what living is because all they do is work. That's not, and I think that it's so much money around now to where that you definitely shouldn't even be living like that.
I just told somebody earlier today at work that this year and last year was the year to become an entrepreneur, and you could easily make it way like, I feel like everybody was in the house, so if you start selling something, people was at home just ordering anything,
going to get anything, because they was trying to find places to go. Like literally, somebody selling lemonade. Oh, I'm about to go and grab it. Like,
they were selling tacos. They was there
going to get tacos. Literally, like, bro, many people, I can go to Taco Bell, but no, they go want to. Some people support you just because it's you. Like, they don't care what it is.
And I'm glad you said that, because I do want to talk about, maybe not today, I don't really want to get into it, but I do want to talk about Black-owned businesses. And
we can definitely talk about Black-owned businesses.
Their customer service and the fact that You even said it earlier this year. I was saying something wherever you was going. I'm like, oh, you should check on this website. And it was like probably Saks or something. You was like, no, I'm not shopping with none of them this year. I'm only shopping Black-owned businesses.
Yeah, like, because what? We need to make our money go around. Yeah. I ain't messing around.
Yeah, we definitely making other people richer when it could be us. I definitely took a step back and look at that.
Dog, like, if you look at other races, they come over to this, bro. They come
to this country.
Let me tell you, they come over here and they make it happen. I'm talking about they will live 15 people in one house for 10 years and leave rich. Like, literally, because they got 15 people paying a rent. Or they probably bought this house. So they only paying bills. And they go live there. They go do all they little hustling for about 10 years. They go be rich. They go back to their country. Wealthy as hell. Like, I see it all the time. Mm-hmm. But that's because they not prideful. And Black people are prideful. Like,
she got the latest Cartier.
Yeah, like,
she got the nicest,
They don't, Cartier and them, they don't care about us. Like, what? That's why I was just like, I'm not shopping. I'm Black-owned business. I wear boutique clothes. May get a little purse. May get some shoes. But as far as my clothes, or Black-owned, I'm not.
I'm wearing the Black-owned business right now, boss lady.
Yeah.
Shop with my girl, Daisy.
That's new line dropping. It hasn't really officially dropped, but it's up and it's on the way. I just, like I said, we spent all this money on name brands when bro right down the street just dropped a line. Like, I'm supporting.
Yeah, I do. I don't mind supporting people, but when it comes to attitude, professionalism, I'm like, okay, never mind. Because I don't got this problem at Nordstrom.
I'm speaking.
I don't have this problem at Nordstrom.
I'm speaking for us. We're working on it because let me tell you, my customer service at the beginning was ghetto as hell. It was like,
you had to remember where you got.
I had to remember that it was a whole business.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But once you get that together, your customer service is everything. So no matter what you do, your customer service is everything.
Definitely. Well, go ahead and tell the listeners what you want them to take away from today.
Well, you have to take. I want everybody to know that it's stay in your lane. If working a job is for you, if you have something that you're very passionate about, make sure you give it time. Make sure you invest in that because that's something that can make you rich. Like, don't be scared to get rich. Don't be scared to invest in yourself. Don't be scared to bet on yourself. Because you can do it. Like, the person who you work for, they did it. So, I mean, you know, was really the difference from him and me.
Yeah, he just started before you. Obviously, he's older than you, but you know what I mean?
He may started before you. He may be older than you, but you know your time is coming. So, if you have something that you're passionate about, I just advise you or I encourage you to invest in yourself and be consistent. Be very consistent. Like, don't be mad at the no's. Don't be mad at the no supporters. Don't be mad because your friend ain't post your stuff, because I guarantee you over 80% of my customers are strangers, are complete strangers. So the support is nothing from somebody close. I just advise people to do what they want to do. If you want to live a life and do what you want to do, you got to make your money work for you.
Definitely. And on the 9 to 5 part, I say you can get there because I'm getting there. And if you just want to work a 9 to 5 and work on that retirement plan and all of that, kudos to you on that too, because it is some good jobs out there, you know, where you can make a good amount of money and retire and let them take care of you when you get to the retirement stage. But I was talking to my papa, which is my very, 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 very best friend, about how the retirement benefits are not the same from when he, you know, back then, you know, so it's not the same. So
even then, the money that they, you know, retired from making, the cost of living went up. You still need more money.
It went up this year. It had to have went up this year.
Man, the cost of living been high here.
Yeah, but just be patient, wait your turn, but you got to put the work in. My grind is unmatched. Let me tell you. 2 jobs always for me. literally my grind is unmatched. So I know that because I'm putting that into my business, what type of business I'm going to have. So it's like, I cut out the partying, I cut out the fun.
Mm-hmm.
I literally just got
sacrifice.
I literally just got off work. I wasn't even off work an hour. Now I'm here, you know, doing something that I'm passionate about. So I know that it can work for you if you wanted to. You just got to put the work in. I definitely learned some nice things from you today, by the way. Things that I probably could have talked to you about, but I just kind of just write to myself and be like, I'll figure it out. So, please be sure to give us feedback. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram.
Yep. We're on Spotify. We are on Radio Public or
Google Play.
Google Podcasts. We up there. We getting on all the platforms. We are dropping this episode soon. It'll be dropped when y'all see this, actually.
Yeah, definitely. And we got more to come. I appreciate you always for listening. If you got topics, if you got something you want to talk about, let's talk about it. We are open to new discussions, to meeting new people, networking. So thanks for listening.
Have a good day.
Ooh.